Hi guys, welcome to Angel Whispers. Vanessa here speaking, and today I was called on by the Divine to share this all with you, and it is regards to what I come to realization with the social media, and upon praying, God had opened this up to me. I know that some of you guys are not light workers, but otherwise, probably you need to hear this as well. Because first of all, I have encountered a lot of things starting from 22 of August. This friend of mine sent some photos about, my ex. And every year she has been doing that to me, that every time my ex has a new person, she will send it to me like as if it's a gossip and so forth. But I already told her that I'm not interested in such, since she's aware that I'm moving on, and she's kinda distorting me even further with my healing process. And that really knocked me off my feet. I wasn't able to work. That's why I asked people that I will take a break. And actually it's because I'm still hurt from my ex-boyfriend. And anyway, I know that that is my ex and I should let go. But what will you feel if you have a friend whom that person is aware that you block your ex to move on and not to hear from that person so you can move on, and that friend of yours keeps on sending you nasty pictures to make you feel jealous, uneasy, and so forth. So how will you feel? And I always feel sad, devastated, because that connection is really hurting for me. And so, this day I prayed to the Father about what happened, and I asked for forgiveness because I feel so devastated that I called the attention of that friend of mine who did that, because I had enough of what she was doing. And the heaven actually asked me to make a new account, but without friends, okay? And that account is where I will just play some photos. Basically, I don't really have an Instagram for my personal, because I really like the fact that Facebook, has organized stuff in there rather than, in Instagram. It's not really organized. That's why I just have for the channel that I have, Angel Whispers. And what happened is that God shared to me about Sushant, about murderers. So the heavens say that, remember, Sushant was killed because of jealousy, because people around him are jealous of what he has, about his material gain, wealth, abundance, and joy. And it intrigues them because they are not fulfilled with their life. So with that jealousy is also what's happening in social media these days. Like sometimes somebody will just post to to brag about something, to even for lovers, okay? That's why it's safer not to share at all your images in social media, because some people will get jealous and so forth. It's really a form of negativity, and that is what God had showed me. And to be honest, light workers, we are really meant to detach from people. And it was written even in the Bible, and I'm not sure if it's also written in some context or in some religion, but all I can share is my knowledge with regards to my own faith and beliefs. I'm not a stereotype, but I do respect. But in our context there, God is always teaching the preachers to be alone in the journey. And now I get it. Why? Because some people actually don't get it that we need to detach, okay, from others, because no one can understand our pathway, even in Catholic belief. And to be honest with you, in this family life that I had, actually what I'm doing is really against what my family wants, because of course, since I graduated in a certain school or department, they want me to have, a normal life like others, like work in the office, have, a stable income. But, as a light worker, you have to, change your direction. And they feel very devastated about, this thing. Actually, I don't know really how to explain things further, but I really want to cry sometimes when I still share, because of course we want some validation from our parents of what we're doing. But what only comforts me is that yes, I'm on the right path with what God wants me to be. Okay, but it's just sad that some people just don't accept it. And by that kind of concept, not all people will understand you. That's why they are asking some light workers to detach from others. Okay, I know that it's heartbreaking for all of us, but upon doing so, you will be transformed into something that you really are. Because to be honest, God is asking us to ground ourselves, especially, not to attach too much on materialistic things, and also in, some form of jealousy. Because, to be honest, in having this work, since people believe in you, since you're an influencer, you have to be a good example for others, and you have to be earthy, or something that is grounded. Because if you're not grounded, you'll be eaten up by pride and even by money, to be honest with you. And this is a challenge for each and every one of us, especially out there. Yes, some people, this could be their calling to do, that they should be a light worker, they should be out there to preach, to teach others, and so forth. But sometimes, fame get into the way, like the numbers. That's the problem. And that's why some people became so prideful, egotistical. They tend to forget what they should be. That's why we need to stay grounded and focus on your mission work. And I really do appreciate about one of the people who shared to me with regards to Sushant's life when, he was still alive. And I know that some of you are tired about Sushant, but I have to share this to you all, okay? Because, to be honest, I'm not really somebody that, browse, Bollywood or other stars. It was just shared to me. And even, in the death of Steve Jobs, I didn't really follow, though the teachings of his is good, right? But then this thing that someone has shared really, take my heart, to be honest, because what she shared to me is that when Sushant was still alive, he has this grave box that is, full of whatever he achieved, like trophies, awards, so forth. It was there, okay? And, he used to keep it in the grave box so that he will remain grounded. He won't be prideful, because, being in that certain stage of, if you're in the same job as he is, of course, pride might eat you up. But since, he's not kinda braggart about what he achieved. He remained humble, and what makes him proud as well is, of course, his religion. And that's what I do appreciate with him, because to be honest, I didn't do certain kind of step yet. What makes me grounded is that the faith itself, my connection to God. And I really discovered about that experience of mine, that really what makes Facebook evil is the negative vibration about people, being jealous of what you have. So I think that what God suggested to me, to have my own account without friends, just, update that account whenever you want to store your images as a backup. Okay, because sometimes, yes, we love to, share photos, but it doesn't mean that we love to brag about it. But, to be honest, it might create some distort to others. So I think that it's better not to, lit up a fire to others. So just share it for yourself only. And I don't know if you will understand, because to be honest, as far as I observed so far about what happened to me, I really don't understand or get it why some people, once that they got your Facebook account, they will, browse it or spy on it. And I don't really get it actually why they do that. Because I thought that, being in Facebook is just being connected with your friends and just, admire what they're posting. And some people just take it to the next level. That is what I'm not comfortable about with that friend of mine, because I think she just want to gossip about my ex, but she didn't understand that I need to heal, and I'm not into gossiping. Okay, I have work to do, and what happened to me those moments is that for 2 days I wasn't able to work because of that negative emotions that I have. And it doesn't mean that, some people just don't understand. And it might create fights as well with that Facebook, remember? But I just skip my old account to be attached, or what do you mean by to be attached? To be, still be with those people that I care about, but it doesn't mean that I will continue on to post my pictures. I just, just leave it so that I can still have a connection with some people, but I will be more active with my account without friends. I know that it's very devastating, especially for light workers, but we have to do it. Okay, because some people just don't understand. Some people are not as grounded as us. Some people, will do that low-key vibe wherein they love to share and make gossips, which is not really healthy. That's why another form of being grounded is to detach, actually. I know that we are still in this journey, even me. I will not say to you all that I'm perfect and everything. I'm still a human being. And, as God's one of light workers, I'm still learning, okay, from this world, okay, and I still need to learn how to ground even more, actually, because it's very hard that you also have to detach from worldly things. I think that also what I'm gonna share, guys, is about, that worldly things, that are materialistic things, because actually, guys, I don't know if it's also applicable to other contexts, but in the Bible itself, it's shared there that disciples of Jesus, go separate ways without anything at all, only their clothes and, sandals. And that's it. And God really teaches us to be grounded. And the reason is another form of negativity is, of course, fame and as well as materialistic things. And light workers are really meant to, share abundance and joy towards others. And in some cases, light workers encounter difficulty situation wherein they are being used. But we have to encounter those things so that we may know which to give. Okay, it's better to give to the poor rather than to those people that are greedy and want more from us. That's why we attract some narcissists, we attract negative vibe people, and that's the reason why God asks us to detach from others, especially if they are not vibrating on the same level or wavelength as we are. Okay, and by you being detached from money and so forth, you're just live in a humble and peaceful life. That is what God is teaching for the light workers. Since you are an influencer, since you are one of the light workers, you have to ground yourself no matter what. Like Sushant, no matter how famous he is, he has to ground himself. Okay? But unfortunate events, lead him to despair. So the angels say that by grounding yourself, by knowing your true colors, your true nature, especially for the light workers, you will understand your life even more. Why is it like this and like that? Because if you're a light worker, remember that you need to detach yourself. Okay, not all will understand you, not all will understand your journey. I understand why my parents are disappointed because, of course, they spent money on me to study. But, having that diploma really has an advantage for me too, because I was able to work in an office before, and that is where I got trained on communication, which is really nice thing, because to be honest, before I really don't know what my talent is. And even though let's say it's not on the long term that we're gonna use something, at least it gives a contribution in your life. And even though you explain this a lot of times for some people, they still will not understand you. And that's why most of us needs really to detach even from our own parents. Okay, I'm not asking you all to rebel, but some people just don't understand us. And if you are on the right path, you have to follow your path, because that is where you should be. And it's a difficult journey for us, because we have to walk away from the society, from the society's way of thinking, because we can see what they can't see. We understand what they can't understand. We're very different from them. How can you vibrate higher if you are, in a circle of people that are holding you back from God, from your divinity? That's the reason why most light workers, it's very late for us to have a love life or a partner. Because if we have it right away, how can we do our life purpose job? It's very difficult, right? And that's another way of grounding yourself, is to come to realization. If I have this, relationship right now, how about my light work job? And trust the divine that on the timing, God will provide for you because of service, because He loves us. It was like, Adam. Like God saw how Adam was tired, was, lonely, wanting someone to be with, God understands us, okay? And He gave Adam Eve. And the angels say, don't worry, because on the right timing, God will give you the partner that you seek. But if you're really a light worker, if you have a mission work on earth, that's another reason why you shouldn't be in a relationship right away. And trust on divine timing. Don't rush love, okay? That's what I learned in this journey so far. Because if you rush love, you'll miss a lot of things in life. Because, to be honest with you, there's no assurance if you will have the right partner. Some partners will be a hindrance towards your success, towards your joy and happiness, especially if you're someone, whom is, what they call this, who is meant, of course, to watch over the kids, and sometimes you don't have time for yourself, right? And the angels say that's why you have to be patient. There's time for love, there's time for discovery, there's time for, building yourself. That's also what people needs to understand. Okay, because some people tend to rush without thinking, and when they finally are old, that is when they regret, okay, a lot of things in their life. And to be honest, our life actually is our best teachers. That's why I share to you my experiences so that you may learn as well. And in your blueprint in life, I know that we don't want to look at the past, but sometimes, we are being triggered to look back at our past so that we can be able to change ourselves. Why is the same cycle happening again and so forth? Okay, so it means that you need to change something. Like what happened to me and my friend. Why it keeps on, she's always in this process of sharing and sharing, even though I don't want to. Okay, it means that that person is not really of something that has good intentions. Okay, of course, if you're grown up, if you're awakened, you don't have time for gossips, for kinda low vibe things. And you're working. Why would you want to gossip? Right? So to be honest, in a certain level, we will reach maturity. And that's the reason why, we need to detach from others, because some people are low-key already. Okay? And that's the main thing that we need to realize too with regards to the matters like this. Because to be honest, the angels say in some cases, as you notice, okay, some people tends to do their, sort of thing because it's what others are talking about. It's gossips that they forgot their purpose. And the angels say, let me remind you all that by example, pick a card readings and so forth, it's guidance. It's not basically about, kind of gossiping, hey, this has happened, and it triggers you make to cry or to talk to your friends about it. No. There's a reason behind it, the angels say. And they are very sad that sometimes, some people will make, let's say, stories about gossips, which is not really healthy. And the angels say, it's now time to detach yourself from gossiping, from screenshots and gossiping of others. It's not really healthy. That's what they want to say. Unless it's destined for you to preach. Okay? But if you're not preaching, don't post anything, the angels say. Just, stay healthy. Create healthy boundaries for yourself and others, and don't create disruption of peace and harmony. Okay, so is there anything else? They say social media is a form of, kind of seduction. That's what they want to say. Because seduction in forms of, what triggers you to be intrigue or jealous, envy of others. So the angels say refrain from bragging too much in social media. If you can, just to make a personal account without any friends on it, but just keep tabs on your main if ever you have some orders online and so forth. And that's the best way to avoid further negativity in or drama in social media or in events, as the angels say. And if ever you can't handle your craziness over sharing, then what you can do is, just post, but make sure that you're the only one. Just, avoid being attention seekers, okay? Because you will be greedy. Okay, sorry, greedy of attention. That's what I'm gonna suggest. Okay? And the angels say if you're a light worker, remember to remain grounded. And avoid being somebody that's attention seeker, because if you're an attention seeker, you're gonna be long for someone to, what do you call this? To see your account and so forth. Okay, it's a form of, negative vibe or low-key vibe. So the angels say to me that be ready for some changes that's about to happen around September, October, and December. The angels say that this distort will be over soon, but of course after the distort is what changes. Because the angels say those who participated in the case on fighting for justice, of course they will receive rewards, and some others who distort it will go on another way around. And I don't know if I shared to you guys about what I envisioned before, that the heaven actually, take away the books, a lot of books or records in the divine. And those whom are, doing the right thing, they are rewriting the book so that blessings will come your way, so that good karma will come your way after the distort. Okay, while on some others, their life has been distorted or being in a bad karma, they're gonna have it because they need to realize what they did is wrong. And karma is on their way, they say. And one of their karma is that they can't use their intuition. Because as I told you before in the live reading, remember that I shared to you guys that if you're somebody that's not a context-based reader, you're depend on your guides, the angels, you're an intuitive reader, you should not accept any bribe at all. You must do your mission work because God wants you to do it. That is your mission work. But if you're doing everything out of pride, out of ego, because you're bribed, you must not do that. Because it's risky. You're gonna lose your guides, your abilities, if you work not because of the divine. Okay? And that's what I explained to you guys. If ever you will be bribed and so forth, don't ever accept it. You will lose everything afterwards. I tell you all. You will pay the consequences, the price. You may enjoy it right now, whatever you got, but in the end, you will not find fulfillment in there. Okay, just look. I don't know if you know the story of Jesus, because somebody, one of the apostles was bribed, okay, to surrender Jesus so that Jesus will be killed. For I forgot 30 pieces of silver. I don't know if that's the main what do you call this? The main value, just to get what do you call this? For them to get Jesus. So that is what the apostle of Jesus do. Okay, that the angel say that person who is greedy. Now, what happened to him is that his guilt was so overwhelming that he killed himself or suicide because he can't handle the guilt. And I didn't say that, those people who did the bad thing will commit suicide. No, but you will experience the consequences of your wrongdoings. The angels say that's why it's normal that conscience will bug you, so you will learn your lessons. Okay? And the angels say that don't think that some people will not, receive their bad karma, because there is, good and bad karma, they say. If you plant good seeds, of course, you will have, tree of abundance, wealth, and so forth, whatever you planted. But if you plant something that is of negativity, then, you will also receive the fruits of it, of the bad karma that you planted. So avoid, doing nasty things is all I can say, and try to ground yourself not to create any distort at all. Okay, so the angels say, so please be wise on making decisions and make sure that it comes from the heart, not by the ego and not by the pride. That's what they want to say. So is there anything else, angels? They say that's it. So anyway, thank you for listening, and sending you all peace, love, and light. Bye.